I don't like saying that there is a trick to getting more jacked, but in this case, I think I found one. I've noticed that all of my hardest workouts always involve this mechanism. I've been working out for over 4.5 years. I went from a 120-pound skinny fat kid to a 162-pound relatively muscular guy. And I'm also a fourth year mechanical engineering student who has been taught to create and analyze systems. This video, I'm not going to really tell you a system per se. It is more so a mechanism to take advantage of to get more gains. And just a quick warning, this is a questionable technique. It is not for everyone. Everyone has the capability of using this technique, but there are going to be some people who are just too scared to use this technique. But I'm not one of those people. I want more gains, so I'm going to take advantage of this mechanism. If you are the type of person who also wants to up the intensity in their workouts, I think you need to use this mechanism if you already aren't doing so. Again, all of my hardest workouts always involve this mechanism. This mechanism is what I like to call shadow lifting. I'm going to explain what that is in the form of a story, because with this story, it's going to solidify the concept in your mind and you will not forget it. I first started bodybuilding because it was calling my name and I just knew I needed to start. I wasn't really happy day to day and I wasn't all too confident of a guy. And I had a feeling that bodybuilding was what I needed at the time. I started in July of 2021, and just a few months in, I had my very first breakup. Long story short, I realize now that I should have been a better boyfriend, and there are some things that I should have done better. But back then, I didn't know this. I thought it was all her fault and none of it was mine. Fast forward a few months, around in January, February 2022, one of my lady friends told me something that my ex said about me. I'll be honest, I don't remember what was said, but I do remember whenever my friend told me this, it was like 10 p.m. at night. I was literally just about to go to sleep. And whenever she told me this, I got so angry. I really wanted to go vent at the gym. I just really needed to go to the gym. But it was 10 p.m. at night and I knew my mom would not let me go to the gym. So instead, I devised a different plan. I set an alarm for 4 a.m. As soon as that alarm went off the next morning, I woke up. I woke up like a zombie, got out of bed, ate one of those like frozen uncrustable peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and went straight to the gym. And that morning was leg day. When I walked into the gym, I did not want to talk to anybody. There was actually some people there, shockingly enough, but I did not want to talk to anybody. I went straight over to the leg press because that was my favorite choice to do for a very first leg workout. And I did my normal warm up weight, but this time was different. I had so much pent up aggression from hearing what was said about me that I loaded up more weight on the leg press. Back then, on leg press, I was just doing a plate on both sides, so a 45 and a 45. Whenever I did my first normal set with 45 and 45, I was still angry. Like, I was like, I still have some more aggression to give to this machine. So, so instead, I loaded two more plates on each side. Three plates, three plates. I tripled the amount of weight I normally do. And then I hit that set. I hit that set with all I had. And guess what? Because of all of that aggression, because of all of that resentment, I got the same amount of reps that I would normally do with just one plate on each side. I tripled the amount of weight and I did the same exact amount of reps. That was the very first day I used the concept of shadow lifting. Lifting with aggression, lifting with dark emotions, lifting with your dark energy. Now, I'm not the one who came up with the word shadow in this scenario. Carl Jung defined the word shadow, the shadow self, as a version of us, a version of everybody. Everybody has this, a version of us who is filled with aggression, who is filled with resentment, with all these negative emotions. like the emotions like, man, I want to go hurt somebody. Everybody has some form of this shadow in them. I choose to access these emotions, to take advantage of these emotions so I can output more force, so I could output more energy. And funny enough, what I'm doing is actually healthier to do. Carl Jung says it's healthier to access the shadow, to integrate the shadow. I think Robert Greene said to integrate your shadow, or somebody said to integrate your shadow into your life. And the way I'm doing it is integrating the shadow, using it as a means for more force output. So how do I use it now? There are two ways, and the second way is far more potent than the first way, but it's not something you can always do. The very first way is manual thoughts. So let's say right now, this you could do this literally next gym session. Whenever I walk into the gym, typically there's always like some person I don't really like that much. They could be the nicest person. They could be so nice to talk to, but for whatever reason, I just don't like them that much. I haven't spoken to them, so I don't know anything about them. But in my mind, I kind of just pin them as an enemy for whatever reason. And usually, whenever I end up talking to them, they're actually a really nice person. So, whenever I see that person, I go hit my set and I'm thinking about that person. And I'm thinking, he's making fun of me. That guy over there, he doesn't like me. He's telling everybody how weak I am. He's telling me I'm the smallest person ever. And I'm thinking of this while I'm doing my set. I'm building negative emotion for me to just use and ruminate over to output more force. A famous person also does this technique, David Goggins. There's that clip of David Goggins doing like bench press, I think, and it's him going, "They don't know me, son. They don't know me, son. Who's gonna carry the boats?" That's a form of shadow lifting. He's saying they don't know me. And the they is everybody else. Everyone else doesn't know that I can lift this weight. Everyone else doesn't know that I'm working really hard on a goal that I have. Who's going to carry the boats is a really good way to put pressure on himself so he can output more force. This is shadow lifting. And the second way to use shadow lifting is circumstances. Again, this is very potent. This is a very potent thing, but it's not something that you can directly control. Like I can't go to the gym and just be like, yes, I'm using this method today. No, I'm kind of limited to the very first method right now. What I mean by circumstances is just your life. Like if you're going through a breakup, you have access to this version. You have access to the circumstance method of shadow lifting because you're going through something right now. So you can use the gym as an outlet for that pain. You're feeling a lot of pain, a lot of emotions, maybe anger, sadness, resentment, hatred, even. Use those emotions. Think of those emotions so you can lift more weight, so you can lift heavier. I promise. Whenever you use these emotions, whenever you think of these emotions while you're lifting weights, you will push more weight. It's just not even close. You just go crazy on all of your movements. If you're thinking of like, man, she hurt me or whatever, she cheated on me, you will go crazy on biceps. If you're thinking of, man, what I'm gonna do to the person that she cheated on me with, I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him by benching 3 times what he's benching. I'm gonna show him by squatting his mom, squatting his mom. You're gonna show him. You're gonna use the gym to show everyone up. I'm gonna give a quick disclaimer. Use shadow lifting, use the dark energy as a fuel source, but do not obsess over it. Like for the first method of manual thoughts and how I said like there's a certain person in the gym that I kind of deem as my enemy just basically for no reason. I'm not going about my day-to-day life outside of the gym thinking about that person. Like I'm not going to be eating some food thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna get shredded because of this food. There's so much protein in this food, and I'm gonna get shredded to prove that guy wrong. No, I'm not really thinking about him. In fact, I don't think about him at all outside of the gym. In regards to circumstance, it's a little different because it's very potent. If you're going through a breakup, you're probably going to be thinking about it outside of the gym. That's just the way it is. You need to process those emotions. You shouldn't just bury them. The gym is a very good way to use them for good. Use them as a fuel source. Don't obsess over it though. If you need help with anything related to bodybuilding, I've got your back. Schedule a one-on-one coaching call with me with the top link in the description below. The first 10 people sign up will receive a discounted price. You know what to do. Use dark energy as a fuel source. Don't obsess over it. Get after it.